welcome to Hoop Room Talks. This is Pratiba Raman, and I'm sure for all those viewers who have been associated with Hoopsters, you know very well that Hoopsters has been closely associated with a lot of workshops to do with mental health. As a journalist, I have covered several such stories, but mental health has always been a topic that has been pretty alien to me. And I'm pretty happy today that I've come across a story that is extremely interesting because I think in the recent past, people have been talking about mental health. People have been disclosing their own cases about the kind of issues that they have been facing. But then to find love in such a situation is pretty unique. And I have with me one such couple, Mahendran as well as Deepa from Chennai, who did not meet at a theater, did not meet at any other campus where there were violence playing in the background and such things that we see in movies. Romance blossomed in a mental health institute in Chennai. Thank you so much, Mahendran and Deepa, for joining us today. It is such an inspiring story. So, Mr. Mahendran, can you please tell me about your journey? How did you come into this mental health institute and how did you find Deepa?
In the year 2020, I faced a problem called bipolar affective disorder. But this problem was, first of all, in my family, they found it around 2010. But I was not cooperating with them, and I thought that, I don't have such a disease. So I stopped taking tablets and all. I didn't take the prevalence so regularly, which I'm taking it right now. And in and out the rehabilitation center, it has been like some 3 or 4 times for me during 2010 to 2020. And later, my mother passed away. My father passed away when I was 1.5 years. And nobody was there in my family. I don't have any other sibling, or I'm the only one in my family. And 2020, again, I faced a problem. I wanted to sort it out, and I went to IMH, and I admitted myself. And then, journey passed away until the time right now.
You were telling me that you did not take bipolar, you did not take the tablets for the bipolar condition that you were suffering from. What was the reason for it? What were you really thinking at that time? What was going on in your mind?
I thought that, I don't have any problem. I don't have any mental issues. And that's the reason I started taking tablets. When anybody advised me saying that I had this problem, I totally neglected them. And I thought that, it is not a problem which I'm facing.
Can I know a little bit about your background, Mr. Mahendran? I mean, what have you studied? How has your life been? What was your upbringing like?
I did my schooling at Daniel Thomas Matriculation School, Arumbakam. I passed out in distinction, scoring 1087 marks, 1200. And then, I joined BG Vaishnav College, Arumbakam, where I passed out in first class. And then I joined my MB Masters in Business Economics in the same college. And I passed out in first class again. And then, after a gap of 1 year, I went for a job at RCB Silver and then for venture into tech. There my higher up told me that, I am be suitable for a lecturer posting. And then, I joined DG Vaishnav College again in the MPhil. And then, I did my MPhil also, PGDC also at Indian Institute of Computer Education at Kodambakam. And that is about my educational qualification.
Can I shift the focus to Deepa, madam? Madam, what do you find in Mahendran that is so appealing to you? And can you tell me about your journey before finding Mahendran too?
I went first daycare.
Okay.
And then daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tells the love, but I not accepted. Later 6 months, I accept the love.
Why did you not accept the love in the first place? What were your fears?
At that time, I am not sure to
mental
mentally prepared.
Right.
That's why
What was your condition? Talk
the
about it.
heart
What was your condition when you joined the mental health institute?
already
What were you suffering
passed
from?
away. That's why I got a depression. That's why I joined here.
Okay. So நீங்க இங்க வந்து பேஷண்டா வரலையா?
I came a patient.
Okay. What was your condition? நீங்க என்ன மாதிரி ஒரு கண்டிஷன்ல சஃபர் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தீங்க?
Depression.
Okay. Can I know what was your childhood like?
My family is always supporting me. My father is loved very much.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
I love my father very much. That's why I got the depression. Mentally accept to my father died. That's why I came here.
Okay. You said that first you came here and then you went back and then you came back again, correct?
Yes.
So
Because
what happened during that time? Yes.
A small problem in my family.
Mm.
That's why I came after 6 months. They searched for a job and gave me a job for me.
Mm.
I will settle.
What kind of a job is this?
The hot breads, ma'am. Hot breads. It's a pizza making and coffee making. That's my job.
Okay. So now that, Mahendran as well as Deepa, both of you are together, you're starting a new life together. Do you have any kind of fears?
Hmm?
Do you have any kind of fears? ஐயோ நம்ம எப்படி நடத்த போறோம் நம்ம வாழ்க்கைய அந்த
No,
மாதிரி
ma'am.
ஏதாவது
I
பயம்
don't have any fear.
Okay, you're
No,
very
I'm-
confident.
I'm very happy.
Okay.
I am very happy with my children.
Mahendran, can you tell me about, was it like love at first sight when you saw Deepa? Was it like in the movies? Did you have violins playing in the background? How was it for you?
it was love at first sight. I was working in daycare unit for the past 2 years, and wherein I met Deepa, first day itself, I thought that she will be my better half. So I went to her and I said, I told that, whether we will get married to the madam. I asked her. She was hesitant. I gave her my contact number. The next day, she asked me, saying that, why is your phone switched off? I tried reaching her number. Then I thought that, yes, she is also on the same line to get married with me. And then, therein, some people told me, told her that, not to get ready.
Sorry, your audio is gone. Can you switch on the audio? So you were telling me that she called you and then she said your number is switched off. And then?
And then, there it sparked me saying that, she's interested in me. And then, it so happened, some of my colleagues told her that, not to be in a hurry to choose Mahendran. You will not be, you will get better choice than Mahendran. Some of my superiors told her. And believing their words, she was more cautious and she didn't answer my reply. And then, it so happened, she had to go to her mother's place, sister was staying in Vellore. Then she went over there, and I always had confidence in her, saying that, she will come back. And then, she went to Vellore, and she was not able to stay there because of some personal reasons. When
Right.
she came back, I again, she started talking with me to buy a cell phone. And then, she had money and she needed somebody for help to buy it. So I bought it and gave it to her. And that's how we started speaking with each other. And
Okay.
later, it grew up strongly. And one point of time, she was not able to hide anything from me. She told me that I love you and we will get married.
Deepa madam, did you have any kind of a relationship before you got married? Did you have any boyfriends? Did you have any kind of these?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't
This is your
have.
first boyfriend, first husband.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு ஆசை இருந்துச்சா? My husband must be like this, must be like that. He must be like Rajnikant, Kamal Hassan. Any such
No,
dreams?
ma'am. I don't have any idea.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Mahendran? Did you have any such relationship before? And did you feel that
No,
my wife should be like this?
no, she was like, fulfilling all my expectations. I didn't
Okay.
have anything earlier. I didn't have
Hmm.
any crush or anything
Hmm.
like that. It can be like, during my school days when I was studying in sixth or eighth, I love my
Hmm.
teacher. That was my first love. After that,
Right.
later, like, I didn't have any love as such. The
Right.
only person who, after a very long time, very long gap, was Deepa, where I fell in love with. And then, like, we planned to get married. Now we are like, got married and settled nicely. We are able to understand each other.
Yeah.
That's how journey goes on.
Right. Deepa madam, generally as a woman, if I were to get married, I'd have several fears. ஐயோ நாளைக்கு எப்படி அவங்க என்ன பார்த்துக்க போறாங்க, ஒரு சண்டை வந்துச்சுன்னா நான் யார்கிட்ட போவேன், என்னன்னு பாத்துக்கிறதுக்கு அவருக்கே வந்து உடம்பு சரியில்லாம இருக்கு, அவர் என்ன எப்படி பார்த்துப்பாரு. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபியர்ஸ் உங்க மைண்ட்ல வந்து நார்மலா எனக்கே வரும். உங்களுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி வருதா?
தோணியிருக்கும் ma'am.
Then
Sometimes
how did you analyze that?
I will take care, ma'am. Without
Okay.
anybody, I will take care. I treat him like a child.
Okay. Does he also treat you like a child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you both have set reminders, alerting each other to take tablets. How does it work? Your daily life பத்தி சொல்லுங்க, காலையில இருந்து சாயந்தரம் வரைக்கும்.
காலையில எழுந்தோடனே அவருக்கு சமைச்சு கொடுக்கறது, சமைச்சு டிஃபன் பாக்ஸ்ல போட்டு கொடுக்கறது, and then I will give tablets to her, and then I went work together.
Right.
That's my daily life. And I came evening, I also starting to cooking, and then give, I take rest to that.
Okay. Mahendran, so you allow her to cook and you don't help her in the cooking?
So far, like, whatever possible way, I keep helping her. I
Right.
wanted to help her more than what I'm doing right now. That
Right.
I will do it in near future.
So, Mr. Mahendran, I also wanted to ask you, I mean, it's a very sensitive subject. So, most of us have our physical needs to get married or to find a partner in your life. When you have issues with your mental health, how does it work with your physical needs? Do you still have the urge to find a partner, to get intimate with her? Does these needs exist? The reason why I'm addressing this is I want to help several
I
other
would love to
people who
cover it
are
once again because the phone came, like, whatever you spoke, like, I
okay.
was not
No,
able
I'm
to.
saying I'm touching upon a very sensitive subject. The reason why I'm asking you this is I want to help other people who have mental health issues too. So when you have a mental health issue, and how does your physical needs coincide with that? Do you have physical needs to get intimate with a lady when you have mental health issues, or are these two separate things, or do they work in coherence?
These two are like, two separate things. You may not confuse or wrong with mental health. Mental
Okay.
health is something different which can be assisted with the tablets as such. And like, your physical needs, that is a separate track.
Right.
It does not, to an extent, yes, it goes along.
To an extent, it does go along. So do you find these kind of resistances, like it's generally very difficult for family members to accept the fact that you have mental health issues, but when you approach a girl, for instance, do they think that okay, it's mental health issue, it's taboo, let me not get close to him? Have you faced these kind of issues?
No, I didn't face any kind of issue like this because it's like, more like, it's good along to be with a partner who has got a mental issue. Because you can always help her and help yourself by asking them to put the tablets in the morning, afternoon, and then in the night, and you take care of them since you've uh, been in the same scenario, so it will be easy for you to do it.
Correct.
And then
Correct. You were lucky that way, Mr. Mahendran. But then for other people who have such issues, and if they fall in love with a girl, do you think that they will have problems in the girl accepting him?
it all depends on the mindset. It all
Right.
depends on the mindset. This can also possible if for example, I being a mental health person and Deepa being a normal person, it's up to us to convince them and. But right now, the family members are a little bit reluctant from accepting such people into the family. So
Right.
this has to be sorted out only by taking your heart. You have
Right.
to speak with your heart and say that you're ready to take a person who's having mental health into the family and let them let them be let them
Continue their lives.
yes.
Right. Deepa madam, in case you were a normal person with no mental health issues, and Mahendran with his mental health condition were to come and tell you that I'm in love with you, நீங்க அப்பயும் accept பண்ணிருப்பீங்களா?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Definitely, I will accept.
Okay. But இந்த காலத்துல people are very reluctant to accept that. உங்களுக்கு அது தோணுதா?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think that there is so much of resistance in the society?
Yes, ma'am.
உங்களுக்கு இந்த சொசைட்டில வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ண முடியாத ஒரு நிலைமையில இருக்கறச்ச நீங்க அந்த சொசைட்டிக்கு என்ன சொல்ல விரும்புறீங்க?
It changes mind. அவங்க மைண்ட் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணாமலேயே ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. அவங்க பாக்குற விதத்தை மாத்திக்கிட்டு we can change ourselves. That's
Right.
only change everything.
Right. Is that why both of you have decided to work at the Mental Health Institute to change mindsets?
The thing is that the mental health medical institute of mental health which I'm working right now has given me a new life. I've worked with
Right.
previously many organizations which I've worked one or half-heartedly, but here I wanted to work because I want to give the benefit which I have acquired from this institute to the other patients. I want them to get cured. I wanted them to lead a life with coming out with flying colors. So that's my motive. So that's the reason I choose this Institute of Mental Health as well. Because I got many offers after from in order to work outside, but I rejected everything. The reason that I wanted to work with Institute of Mental Health and give the happiness which I acquired to the other patients. That's my main goal.
Dr. Sangeeta, I'll come to you now. இப்போ வந்து many people must have come to you with mental health issues, and you might have dealt with all of them with a lot of sensitivity and care. But to see that there are two people who have come to you to tell you that they are in love and they want to marry each other, is this the first time that you've faced this?
Yeah. I'm a dental surgeon and an oral pathologist working here as a dental surgeon and the additional RMO of this institute. So I don't really directly deal with the psychiatric aspect of them. But I got to know Mahendran and Deepa just because I am the in charge of the daycare center. So I know Mahendran.
Sorry, doctor, I'll have to interrupt you. If you can go to the center of the frame, phone konjam tilt பண்ணுங்க and phone oda height konjam மேல வச்சுக்கோங்க.
I was in charge of the daycare center where Mahendran was working till his marriage. So I got introduced to him only in the daycare center. And Deepa
Okay.
was also, she came there for the vocational training. And there only I was exposed to these two patients.
Right. So when they told you that they are going to marry, what was your first reaction?
I really didn't. I really didn't react much because of late I have been non-judgmental. Now for the past 4 5 years I've been very non-judgmental. So I didn't really react in the negative aspect, but I couldn't give him any opinion. So this is not my individual opinion, which I can't share. This is a common forum where I had to take some time. Then slowly we were inquiring of what really was happening there, and he opened up. It was Mahendran who opened up that he is in love with Deepa. Slowly he started telling his stories on and off. Then only we had to reach it to the director. Then she called Deepa and she inquired what is happening. So it happened like that only. But I really didn't give much of my opinion on the same day. And I came to know about it.
You've touched a very important point, judgmental. So I have a personal experience in this because when I had to see people who were getting married, and they later find out that there is an issue with the other half, there is a lot of stigma that's attached, and they don't even tell people that, oh my god, this is the issue that is here, I don't want to talk about it. It starts with a very simple thing like a divorce, and then it goes up to something so very serious, like the spouse suffering from a mental health condition. Nobody wants to report this. And everybody, because they fear that the society becomes judgmental about such an aspect. So you as a doctor, how did you manage to convince different family members who were involved in Mahendran as well as Deepa to tell them that, look, this is not a time to be judgmental, but this is a time to actually tell people not to be judgmental and, get them to lead lives of their own. So how did you manage to do that?
Actually, we spoke with Deepa's mom only first. I spoke to her, and she accepted it. I don't know how much time she took, but only after a few days Deepa has already told everything to her mother. So she spoke to her mother, said, you can go ahead with the marriage, but I will not be able to come because she had issues with the other daughter. So she said, you do welcome, நீங்க தாராளமா பண்ணுங்க, என்னாலதான் வர முடியாது, எனக்கு நீங்க பண்ணுங்க, எனக்கு என்னமா பண்ண முடியும், என்னையே பாத்துக்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு முடியல அப்படின்னு she was telling. Then ma'am said it's okay, like she's giving her mother has given her the willingness. Okay, then fine, we'll go ahead. That was the way it all started. And the previous day before the marriage also we called her mother, and we asked her, why don't you come, she'll be happy, her daughter will be happy. But because of that second daughter, she really didn't want to come back, so we left her. Probably in the future the couple will go and meet her parents, her mom.
Yeah. So I've only seen this in movies where I've seen two mentally people suffering from mental health issues coming together, getting married and leading a life, setting an example. I've seen this in movies, and I only thought that this will happen in movies, but to see that this has happened in real came as a very pleasant surprise. I was very genuinely pleased. So how was it for you? Did you think that ஐயோ என்னப்பா இது ஃபிலிம்ல இருந்து நேராவே வந்துட்டாங்க? Did you have that reaction?
react பண்றதுக்கு நான் like if you speak with the director, ma'am will say about me that I'm a very positive person. So அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ல வந்து நான் அதான் சொன்னல, I am non judgmental அப்படின்றதுனால யார் எது சொன்னாலும் I take it as real. I will not go into the research of whether it is true or false. சொல்றாங்களா, okay fine, அதுல what good I can do for them, அது மட்டும் the next step I'll move on. இப்ப என்ன பண்ணலாம், said Mahendran, Deepa okay, they want to get married, ma'am okay சொல்லிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னும் போது slowly like it was, their marriage was in a flow, everything happened miraculously. And then I called up some sponsors for beautician, I called up for other friends helps, எல்லாருக்கும் okay fine செய்யணும்னு முடிவாயிடுச்சு, சந்தோஷமா நல்லா செய்யலாம் அப்படின்னு. ஆனா மேம் வந்து சொல்லுவாங்க யூ கீப் இட் அஸ் அ லோ கீ, ஆல்வேஸ் வில் பி டெல்லிங் கீப் இட் அஸ் லோ கீ. ஆனா இங்க
Right.
நடக்கிறது பார்த்தா லோ கீலே இருக்காது. ஆல் த ஹெல்ப் ஹேப்பன்ட் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி. எவ்ரி ஒன் கேம் இன் ஹரி, கேம் இன் லைக், நான் சொல்லுவேன் லைஃப் ஷுட் பி லைக் அ ரிவர். ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா ஃப்ளோ ஆகி மேல ஆரம்பிக்கிற ரிவர் வந்து சீக்கு போயிடணும் அப்படின்னு நான் ஆல்வேஸ் ஐல் பி டெல்லிங் அபவுட் லைஃப். அந்த மாதிரி தான் இட் ஹேப்பன் ஃபார் தெம் ஃபார் தியர் வெட்டிங்.
Right.
எவ்ரிதிங் ஹேப்பன் லைக் அ ரிவர். ஐ டென்ட் வாண்ட் டு ஸ்டாப் எனிவேர்.
Correct.
அவருக்கே வந்து அவர் சொல்லுவாரு லைக் எங்களுக்கு சர்ப்ரைஸா தான் எல்லாம் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னு. பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாங்க ரொம்ப ஆமா கொஞ்சம் சர்ப்ரைஸா வச்சிருந்தோம். ஆனா அவருக்கு நீங்க
Right.
சிம்பிளா பண்ணுங்க சிம்பிளா பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு டெல்லிங். பட் சிம்பிளா ஆகல அது. மேமும் சொல்லுவாங்க நீங்க ஏதோ கிராண்டா பண்ற மாதிரி தெரியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. பட் ஐ டென்ட் ஸ்டாப் எனிதிங்.
Right.
whatever was wished by the divine, let it happen. அதனால அது it happened as a grand wedding only. Like அந்த எல்லாமே it was like that.
That's really nice. Let me cut across to Mahendran and Deepa again.
Yeah.
Mahendran, if you can tell me, what was your vision of a dream wedding? Deepa madam, நீங்களும் சொல்லுங்க. உங்களுக்குன்னு ஒரு விஷன் இருக்கும் இல்லையா? ஓ, என் மேரேஜ் இப்படி இருக்கணும், ஒரு காசல்ல நடக்கணும், ட்ரீம் வெட்டிங்கா இருக்கணும். வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் டிட் யூ ஹேவ் இன் யோர் மைண்ட்?
இல்ல, நாங்க வந்து பிளான் பண்ணது ஒரு சிம்பிள் மேரேஜ் தான் பிளான் பண்ணோம். இவ்வளவு பிரம்மாண்டமா நடக்கும் நாங்க வந்து கனவுல எதிர்பார்க்கல. பயங்கர கிராண்டான வெட்டிங்க. எல்லாம் வந்து வெட்டிங் அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஆகட்டும், வந்து இந்த சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் ஆகட்டும், எல்லாருமே பாத்தீங்கன்னா மினிஸ்டர்ஸ், எம்பி, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து எங்களுடைய ஐஎம்எஸ்க்கான மினிஸ்டர் சுப்பிரமணியன் வந்தாரு. எல்லாருமே வந்துட்டு ரொம்ப கிராண்ட் ஆகிட்டாங்க ஃபங்க்ஷனை. நாங்க அதுலதான் எங்களுடைய வெட்டிங் காஸ்டியூம்ஸ், அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பியூட்டி பார்லர், எல்லாமே வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பிரம்மாண்டமாக்கிச்சு. அதனால இது சம்திங் which we have never imagined. I'm really thankful for the entire team which was behind the show, like the director madam and others, and Sumati madam and others, and the Sangeeta madam and others.
தீபா மேடம் நீங்க ரைட், சாரி தீபா மேடம் நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. லைக் நம்ம ஜெனரலா வந்து ஒரு ட்ரீம் வெட்டிங்னு யோசிப்போம், ஐயோ இவ்வளவு சிம்பிளா முடிஞ்சிருச்சே. I mean, we always think of a dream wedding which ends up being very simple. But for you, was it the opposite? நீங்க ஒரு சிம்பிள் வெட்டிங் நினைச்சதே ஐயோ இவ்வளவு பெருசாயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னு நினைச்சீங்களா?
ரொம்ப பிரம்மாண்டமாயிடுச்சு. நாங்க நினைச்சு கூட பார்க்கல இப்படி ஒரு மேரேஜ் நடக்கும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பிரம்மாண்டமா மாறிடுச்சு. எங்க அப்பா அம்மா கூட இந்த மாதிரி செஞ்சு வச்சிருக்க மாட்டாங்க. பட் மேடம் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து இவ்வளவு பிரம்மாண்டமா பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்க. ஐ ரியலி ஹாப்பி.
To both of you, Mahendran and Deepa, did you miss your family at the wedding?
Yes, ma'am. Really, I miss my mother. My father is passed away. I really miss my mother.
Right. So, Mahendran, உங்களுக்கு தோணிச்சாச்சா ஃபேமிலி இருந்திருக்கச்சே இப்படி பண்ணிருக்கலாமோ, சந்தோஷமா வச்சிருந்திருக்கலாமோ அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது?
மாமா வந்திருந்தாங்க.
ஓகே.
என் தம்பி வந்து கசின் பிரதர் வந்திருந்தா, அதனால நான் யாரையும் மிஸ் பண்ணேன்.
So உங்க ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸ் எப்படி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணாங்க மகேந்திரன்? How did your brother, your cousin brother, how did they react?
They were also witnessing a kind of a wedding which is unimaginable. பிரம்மாண்டமா நடக்கணும் அவங்களுக்கும் தெரியாது. அவங்க சிம்பிளா வெட்டிங் தான் வர நினைச்சிட்டு வந்தாங்க. ஆனா பிரதரு அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணி பேசும்போது இவ்வளவு பிரம்மாண்டமா நடந்தது, நாங்க வந்து பிளான் பண்ண மாதிரி இவ்வளவு பிரம்மாண்டமா.
Dr. Sangeeta, if you can throw light to the kind of situation that is there today on mental health, what would you say? I mean, how have people kind of, have mindsets changed? Have people begun to accept people with mental health issues? Is it being really talked about as much, or is it still a very reserved, hush, topic that is discussed only behind closed doors?
Yeah, but of late it has improved a lot. The people's mindset has improved a lot, but not to the extent we expect. Still, there are certain speculations about the mental health and patients suffering along with their families. So no one to help them. Literally, the neighbors are not ready to help them. And there are families still suffering a lot. So awareness should be created in every nook and corner. Like it is a normal physical they should be aware that it is another organ which should be treated just like a heart disease or a lung disease or some abdominal disease. All these are treatable, though people are not accepting still. There are certain areas acceptance has happened, but not to the extent we expect. Lots of efforts we have putting in for the rehabilitation of these patients, but still a long way to go.
No, in fact, during the beginning of this conversation, Mahendran was telling me that he was very reluctant to take the tablets. So, do
Yeah.
you find these issues in several of the patients who come into these mental health institutes? How do you tackle them?
But once the patients are inside the hospital, they come to a routine of taking the tablets. Though early days they might be reluctant, but in their long stay, they come to the habit of taking the tablets because that is done by a staff nurse. So the tablets are handed over to the hospital, then there will not be much difficulty for the patients to continue the treatment. But once they get back home, that might happen. The family members should both they should give the treatment along with abundance of love and care. Both are equally important. Not only the tablets. The treatment, lots of love and care is the priority. That should be the priority. The way they speak, the way they approach, their attitude, their mindset, everything matters. For a for a patient to lead a near normal life at home, everything matters. That should be taken care of.
So, can you give a rough idea of how many people really walk into the mental health institute compared to what it was before? Have more people started walking and reporting cases? How do you see it?
Yeah, that has increased a lot because the families have started. The days earlier, they might not walk into a mental health institute. They might have started their treatment outside in private hospitals or clinics. But once the situation is unbearable, all the families are ready to come here and get the treatment. That has increased a lot.
Can
So
you give me a number of approximately how many patients in today's times at your institute?
it is around 800 to 900 patients. And we have started to reduce patients also. Those, according to the Supreme Court rule, those who are treated should be get put back into the society within 6 months. So based on that order, we are sending back the patients who are who are improving early. We are
Right.
sending back. We are sending back to the homes and to various homes throughout India. The North Indian patients are sent to North India.
Okay.
South Indian patients are going back.
Do you see a vast number of North Indian patients coming into South India for treatment?
It is not like exactly they brought by their families. They will be loaded in the trains all without their acceptance. They'll be loaded in the trains and they come back here in the stations. The police only picks them up and puts in the institute. So the
So,
families don't directly come and get treatment here. It is not the
so
families
it
who
must
come
be
here.
a very traumatic experience for them, Elia, because it's
Yeah.
against their wishes. They're coming into an institute. So, I mean, your role over there will also play a very important one.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how do you handle those kind of patients?
Early they come from the stations by the police, no? So we start the treatment. We early when they then they are admitted. Much of the patients' names also will not be able to know. Then slowly we start treating them. Then they come to normalcy. Then we are questioning the social work the department does that work. All the social welfare officers take care of them. So they start inquiring about their stories and get to know their parents, everything. And slowly, some patients will give the address also. If the address is known, we inquire about their families and we send them back to the families directly also once they improve.
Can you tell us a bit about your institute, the kind of work it does? How old is it?
It is a 228-year-old institute, the only institute in Tamil Nadu. It is housed in a 55-acre land, and ours all are heritage buildings. The grand old British buildings are still here, and we in the last our director, Dr. Purna Chandrika, she is much into rehabilitation. So of late, we are focusing much of our focus on rehabilitating the patients. There's a daycare center, there's a canteen running here, a flour mill, a bakery, and we have started sports also. This year is a year of sports and the year of a wedding. It's a wedding year and a sports year also.
Yeah, and it's instead of saying
So
it's
in
raining
the
cats and dogs, you say it's raining sports and marriage.
yeah. And sports, for throughout these years, we have not done any sports. We conduct a sports day alone once in a year, that too prior to Corona, but now we have not done. But this year, nearly we have got 50 medals, and so our intellectually challenged patients, they taken
Nice.
the opportunity to win medals and medals and medals. We attended 4 meets, and we got nearly 55 medals.
Lovely to hear that. Mr. Mahendran, I go back to you. So when you deal with other patients with mental health issues, how do you see that? உங்களுக்கு அந்த how does your mind work? Does it bring back memories and you feel a little flustered, or you feel that okay, I'm all right, I should help you get all right? எப்படி நீங்க ட்ரீட் பண்ணுவீங்க?
But I feel when I see the mentally illness patient, I feel that they should be in the same condition which I'm right now after recovery. So I take care of them by giving them medicines. I give them food. It happens without any informing anybody. I voluntarily do it as a service, which I need to do it to the mental illness patient. I started doing it, and really I want them to be in the same condition after
right. Deepa madam, நீங்க வந்து you set an example for all the women who are suffering from mental health issues. So நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ரோல் மாடலா ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன்ல இருக்கறச்ச, do you feel that you have to give more hope to other women around? ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்குள்ள கஷ்டம் must be double the கஷ்டம் that is there for other genders, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I face a lot of problems in your family and others. They came out to spend more time to work on any other thing. They will find and get work, job and
Right. நீங்க வந்து இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணுவீங்களா? நீங்க என்ன மாதிரி உங்களோட ரோல் என்ன டு ஹெல்ப் அதர் பீப்புள் வித் மென்டல் ஹெல்த் இஷ்யூஸ் டு ரிகவர்? நீங்க எப்படி ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவீங்க?
I also help with to convey message. நீங்க பண்ணுங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அப்பனா உங்களுக்கும் கொஞ்சம் லைஃப் மாறும், சேஞ்ச் யுவர் லைஃப் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கொஞ்சம் அட்வைஸ் பண்ணலாம். அவங்களுக்கு என்னால முடிஞ்ச ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி அவங்கள அதுல இருந்து வெளியே கொண்டு வர ட்ரை பண்ணலாம்.
சோ நீங்க உங்க ஸ்டோரிய சொல்லி காமிச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
இதுவரையும் யாருக்கும் சொல்லல.
So but இனிமே I think நீங்க சொல்லணும், at least give them some hope.
Yes,
right. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we will be back in touch with you with similar inspiring stories that will help people with mental health issues deal with a lot of hope and see light at the end of the tunnel. But I also want to end this conversation talking about the kind of taboo that is clouding mental health issue. Nobody really wants to talk about it. They want to keep it hush hush, and nobody wants to report about it. Even in a day-to-day situation, educated families not coming forward to declare to the world that somebody close to them or even themselves suffering from a mental health issue. I think we should break all of this taboo and tell the world that mental health, just like the doctor pointed out here, tell the world that this is another organ that needs to be treated, and that is all. So I hope I've left a message that is inspiring all of you here, and all those people out there with mental health issues. Please do come forward. There is absolutely no taboo attached. Please, let's break new ground. Thank you so much for this. Thanks a lot for watching.